Hello, everyone, and welcome back for another episode of the Outdoor Adventure Series podcast, where we celebrate individuals and families, businesses, and organizations that seek out and promote the exploration, stewardship, conservation, access, and enjoyment of the outdoors. Today's episode is part of a podcast series produced in collaboration with Visit Johnson City and the regional partners hosting the OWAA's inaugural Field Fest event. Our guest today is Jeff Taylor. Jeff is the president and CEO of Greene County Partnership and Discover Greeneville. Jeff, it's a pleasure to have you on the Outdoor Adventure Series podcast, and we're really excited that you're part of the partnering of the inaugural Field Fest event for the OWAA. Thank you.
Thank you, and we're excited as well. It's going to be a great event.
What I really love about this event, and for our listeners, I mean, if you've been on the Outdoor Adventure Series podcast long enough, OWAA stands for the Outdoor Writers Association of America. Some people say OA, but in any case, what I love about this Field Fest event is that this is not just one location sponsoring or hosting this event, but it's this partnership of all these little regional travel associations. I got to say, I'm excited about Greene County. It's very, very cool place.
Yeah, it's a very special place. And in this part of the country, Northeast Tennessee, we're very fortunate to be sitting in the mountains and have great rivers and natural beauty, but the collaborative effort in this part of the region is very strong. And so we work very closely together, and we share a lot of information as well as ideas to bring things like this to our region.
Fantastic. Now, as far as Greene County is concerned, I share the Greene County Partnership, and then we have Discover Greeneville. For our listeners, let's talk a little bit about the Greene County Partnership and what it is, and more about your role with it.
Yeah. Well, thank you. So we're a rural county in the state of Tennessee. We population 70,000 for the entire county, 622 square miles. And so back in 1993, there was a collaborative effort with our leaders in the community that had a vision that said we need to combine resources. And so we're unique in that the Greene County Partnership is a partnership amongst all the municipalities as well as the county government. And we host economic development, tourism, chamber of commerce, sustainability, as well as workforce development. And another arm, we have a foundation also under the partnership that allows us to assist in some, like in COVID, we launched a COVID relief grant. And so we're unique in that we're all in one bundle, whereas our neighbors like Johnson City, their economic development and their tourism are in two separate buildings or two separate organizations. So we're unique in that way, but it allows us to utilize resources across departments. And for a community our size, it's worked very, very well. So my role as president and CEO, I have a great staff. It's a small staff, but we make a lot of things happen because of the type of organization that we are. But we recognize in the state of Tennessee, tourism is economic development. It's a huge piece of our economy in Greene County. And so it just makes sense that we're all bundled together. So we're very excited about how we, through the years, have developed and evolved, but we haven't outgrown our model yet. And so it works very well for us.
I appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah.
As you were laying out this model, I was thinking from an economic development perspective, tourism has to be, if not number one, number two or three. It's got to be way up there in terms of the dollars that are coming in to Greene County because of tourism.
It is. So in the state of Tennessee, it's number two. And for us, it's also number two. We are very fortunate that we're a presidential town. Okay. And so that draws a lot of folks. And so we're very excited when we have our visitors outside the region come see us, and it creates a lot of jobs, but it also brings in a lot of new ideas and helps. When folks come in to see us and visit us, they have suggestions that makes us better. So it works a lot in improving our quality of life, but also very helpful to having a strong economy here as well.
Excellent. Now, I'm curious when the folks that Visit Johnson City and the Northeast Tennessee Travel Association approached you and said, Jeff, we've got this idea. We want to host an event, Field Fest for the OWAA. What was your response to this?
We were fired up. I mean, it was like, absolutely. We work so closely together on so many other things. The Northeast Tennessee, Alicia Phelps, and we all do work together on a workforce development for tourism.
Mhm.
And so it was just natural that we have this event to jump in and say, absolutely, because each within the region, all of our communities are a little bit different. And so, again, we're blessed with that. We all have the same mountain chain, but we actually have two different rivers. And
Mhm.
so we're all a little bit different, but we're still very much attached to the hip when it comes to these type of events. So we were very
Okay.
excited. I
Okay.
mean, it was a no brainer to us.
All right. Now, I don't want to put you on the spot because
Yeah.
we are 5 months away from the event, but can you give us a kind of a sense of some of the activities that Greene County and Discover Greeneville are going to be presenting to my fellow OWAA members as we partake of all the nature and the food? There's got to be good food here, by the way,
Yeah.
in this region.
Yeah, East Tennessee is a little bit different. The state of Tennessee has really got three grand divisions. West Tennessee tends to be a little bit more towards the Delta. So the food in this region, it's Southern, but it's Appalachian Southern. And so we're
Mhm.
very excited to share that. Some of the events and some of the activities, obviously, will be out and about. We launched a great little series called Side Road Saturdays. We've got these great little country store diners, and so you're going to get to visit one of those. It's out also near the alpacas and the llamas, so you'll see some very cool organic. It's really farm to body. They make beautiful shawls and gloves and hats and mittens, and then we've got great bike trails, and so you're going to get a really good mix. Again, we're such a large county. Uh, you can literally spend all day driving in this county and not leave
Oh,
the
really?
county. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That
Yeah.
that that is big.
Yeah, it is big. And so that's the beauty of it is that, it's rural, but at the same time, it's loaded full of history. Our downtown is, again, a presidential town, amazing architecture. And so you're going to get a really good broad dose of Appalachia.
So, with the size of the county, what are some other coordinated events that you would participate in with some of your neighboring associations?
So we obviously capitalize on outdoors. So one of the biggest events that we collaborate on is actually our hospitality event for our students. So we do a collaborative effort to introduce our high school students into the hospitality tourism field, and that they
Mhm.
see that it's not just about not being just an event coordinator, but there's marketing, there's culinary. So that's one of our big ones, is that we're training and introducing the pipeline, so to speak. But also, so in Bristol, I'm a NASCAR. We work with them very closely as well, because Bristol NASCAR fans stay within the whole region. And so that's another coordinated effort. Bristol obviously takes the lead on that, and we support them there. And then even like during Christmas, everybody has their downtown Christmas events. So we coordinate that, again, advertise that every town has an event. So it's a larger experience for Christmas. Honestly, we do a lot of marketing together
Mhm.
because, again, we all have different assets, but really from an event standpoint, this is probably the biggest cross region that we're doing. So we're very excited to do this.
Okay. Now, in addition to visiting downtown and some of the more culinary specialties, what type of outdoor activities is Greene County most known for?
Probably most known for our hiking, because we do have a large stretch of the Appalachian Trail that runs across our southeastern boundary. but we also have the largest stretch, 43 miles of the Nolichucky River. So we have the class ones and twos, which are, we call family friendly. So you can canoe, you can paddleboard, obviously kayak. And then on the upper Nolichucky, which is in Unicoi County, they have the threes and fours. So
Mhm.
also, we also have 1,200 miles of paved road. And so biking is another big outdoor adventure for us. So we kind of cover the three big ones.
I think you're really making a compelling argument for relocating to this region. I just have to say that. Uh, as far as the bringing folks into the region, how is how are counties like Greene County and the city proper, Discover Greeneville? How are you also addressing the needs of folks who perhaps have disability, whether sight or physical disabilities, and making some of these outdoor activities more accessible to them?
Yeah, that's a great question. So the state of Tennessee has really led the charge there. They've actually launched some new technology for the visually impaired that if you're colorblind, so when it's leaf season, because we have a very large, big season for fall, uh, we have not received one of the machines yet. We're working to do that, but we've taken that initiative and expanded it into our county to look at accessibility. So I will share with you that one of our larger parks, Kinser Park, we are working on a grant to renovate and provide that accessibility. So like downtown, we just spent $9 million downtown improving accessibility for our sidewalks, lights that so that you can hear the light change and street crossings. That is one thing. We're very fortunate again that we have the Andrew Johnson National Historic Site. So having a federal agency in your tourism mix also helps drive that accessibility. So it is a major piece of what we're doing. These old streets weren't built or for that per se,
Right.
and so we recognize that it's a need, it's a must, and we have several initiatives to address it. So we're very excited about that as well.
Okay. Now, I am curious too, again, kind of start tying this back in with the Field Fest event in
Mhm.
July. I did see on the website, Discover Greenville website, and I was very fascinated by it, was the passport. So what is it? And tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, we're very excited. We launched this out. It's this beautiful little. It looks like a passport,
Yes, it
other than
does.
it's green. We have 10 experiences, 10 places to visit, and so if you visit these 10 places, you get a honor coin. So that's your coin that you get for doing all 10. And it's not honestly, it's really encouraged for multiple visits, but
Hmm.
it's a wide range of opportunities. So from visiting Andrew Johnson to Davy Crockett, but also possibly attending a performance at the Nice Water Performing Arts Center. So it's a wide range of events and places to visit. So it gets you across the county to experience it all. We launched it back in October, I believe, and we've had a lot of positives out of it. So again, it's a guide to direct you into various places that you probably wouldn't necessarily go. It also encourages, obviously, the dining, the shopping, and then the tourism side of it as well.
Okay. Now, I was noticing also in some of the experiences, besides the history,
Mhm.
I'm of course very interested in Davy Crockett. I mean, the
Yep,
king of the wild frontier, and I think that's how it was
that's
sung.
right.
But all right,
That's right.
yeah, I had to go back in the vault to get that one. But tell us about what's the Iris Festival?
Yeah, so the Iris Festival, we're in our 29th year with that. It's a spring arts and crafts and music celebration. It is probably it's the largest event for us. It's a spring festival that it basically encompasses all of downtown. It includes a car show. We'll have over 300 antique cars of all vintage makes and models on Main Street. Brew Fest is on Saturday night. It's on one end of the depot side, so that's more the nighttime uh, music and beer. And then during the day, we have the arts and crafts and festivals and entertainment side of it. So it's an all encompassing event. There's something for everybody, and it's a very family friendly, handicap accessible event downtown that we're in year 29 and we're knee deep right now in planning for this year. So we're very excited about that. And the
Excellent.
iris is our state flower. So,
Okay.
that's how we got the Iris Festival.
All right. So I learned something today. This is great. This is great.
Yeah.
So I'm curious. You said one of the magic words in my mind, depot.
Mhm.
Is this a working train depot, or is it more historical, or
It's
how's that?
both. Yeah. So Greeneville was a railroad town, and
Okay.
our beautiful General Morgan Inn is actually there were 3 railroad hotels on Depot Street. So
Okay.
folks would come to the depot, ride down Depot Street to the hotels, which was the main part of town. It currently is owned by Norfolk Southern. So the Norfolk Southern runs right through downtown,
Oh
and
wow.
it's a working depot. So it's right there. And hopefully one day Amtrak will be back coming through Greeneville at some point. So we're
Okay.
very excited about that opportunity.
So I have to digress a little bit, Jeff.
Yeah.
So I grew up in a suburb of Detroit, right on
Mhm.
the 8 Mile, which is the border of Detroit and Wayne County and Oakland County.
Mhm.
And growing up, we didn't have air conditioners way back then, and the windows were open in the summer. And all I remember throughout the night, you hear the trains going by and the
Yep.
whistles.
Yep.
And there's something about a train whistle at night
Yep.
when you're sleeping or having a beverage on the porch
Yep.
that it just brings back floods of memory. So I hope I get to hear that train whistle when we're somewhere near Greeneville.
You should. It runs through town 3 times a day and then at night as well. So we lived on Main Street, and it literally we had a 2-story that was our first home, and since we've moved, we're still in town, but we're further out. You can still hear it, but, our oldest child's bedroom, literally the train ran by the window,
Oh
and he
my.
can sleep through anything, but it would actually rattle the windows and shake the floors. It was just part of it, but you love the train. You're right. It brings back a lot of memories.
Oh my. Yeah. When I hear that, it's like,
Yeah.
oh wow. Because
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't heard a train since I've been in Las Vegas, and I miss that. I really do.
Yeah.
So what is this Bradco cycling ride? Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so we're very excited about this. It's a relatively new event for us. It's in year 3. Bradco means bike ride across Greene County. We
Okay.
have multiple routes. There's the 63 mile, the 30, and the 15, I believe. And we know that cycling is a major industry in the country. It's a big part of tourism, and we have 1,200 miles of road and scenic beauty that encompasses all those roads. And so we thought it was a natural fit to launch a bike event. And we know that folks that cycle, they come in, they love to spend the weekend, they ride, they take multiple rides, and quite honestly, they spend money. And so it's a perfect fit, right? So we had again, an asset that we just really hadn't tapped into, and we started seeing we had cyclists, and we thought, why not? And so, every year that we have launched, it's doubled in participation, and, we've been very pleased with that. And it's really not that hard to put on a cycling event per se. But it really tapped into a whole nother demographic that we just hadn't utilized.
Yeah, I love that. It's a constant evolution, not only economic development, but also to bring in outdoor events, getting people outside, getting
Yep.
exercise. And I love that. Now, an event that would be near and dear to my heart, and this is another plus for a little relocation if that one does come
Right.
up. But the Netta Night Sky Trail.
Yes. So Netta runs that side of it. I honestly, I can't talk too deep into that. That's an Alicia Felt
All right.
piece.
Okay, so I appreciate that. Maybe we'll get a
Yep.
chance to talk to Alicia someday.
Yep.
But when I moved to Las Vegas, I wanted to get out to the desert, and
Mhm.
I wanted to go car camping out in the
Yep.
desert, and I
Yep.
wanted to see the stars and the Milky Way. And there's just something about sitting outside in the middle of the night, looking up at the dark sky and seeing those
So what I
stars.
can say to you is that again, the size of the town of Greeneville, it is not very hard to drive outside the city limits, and you're staring at fireflies and shooting stars. And so we haven't officially branded something that way. We are actually this year going to participate with the Cherokee National Forest with a firefly event. So that's kind of similar to that, but we unfortunately, I hate to say this, we unfortunately take it for granted that you can just drive. And like literally, I live in the city limits, but with the way that my house is situated, we face the mountains. We stare at the stars. Like with the light pollution is behind us. And so it's not very hard to get out of the night pollution and just see great, vast, starry skies and mountain views.
Right.
It's welcome to East Tennessee.
All right, there you go. I know Visit Johnson City has a nice hotel planned for us, but I might just have to, if you got a spare bedroom, just to stay at your place and
There you
sit
go.
outside and watch the stars. I'll bring the adult beverages. But
Oh, good.
so something near and dear to my heart, know
Yeah.
yours, and you'd mentioned it a minute ago, provisions.
Mhm.
Okay. So we can't come to a county like Greene County and visit Greeneville. What kind of food are we going to enjoy besides, again, that Southern Appalachian cooking?
Yep. Yep. So we have fine dining at Brumley's, which is located in the historic General Morgan Inn. It's very similar to the Carnegie up in Johnson City.
Mhm.
Fantastic food, very progressive cuisine there. But then as you get out in the county and you're driving these great back roads, we have 4 great little country stores that serve up the best same mix of sandwiches and breakfasts, and that they're custom made. And then we have a fantastic little deli downtown, the Tannery. It was an old tannery shop. That's the Tannery. Donna, great story there. She worked there in high school and ended up buying it, and custom made soup sandwich, all homemade. So you'll have a variety, and we, like everybody else, we have great barbecue. So we actually serve both North Carolina and Tennessee barbecue. We're on the line, so you can get a flavor of both.
Okay.
So it's a really nice mix. We have a lot of mom and pop restaurants, which ours are growing, and in most communities they're dying. And so you get a good mix there as well.
I love it. Now, are you a coffee person?
I am a huge coffee person.
Okay. So
Too
where
much
are we
coffee.
going to, okay.
We are going to either go to the Catalyst, which is on the corner of Main and Depot, right in the heart of downtown Greeneville, or we have this great little drive-through called the Creamy Cup, and they've got a little outdoor seating there, and it literally sits across from Tusculum University, which is the oldest university in the state of Tennessee, and it's the 5th oldest west of the Appalachian Mountains.
Wow.
Beautiful little campus.
I love it. I love it. So I'm not quite sure how the itinerary is going to work out, but I know it's a week-long event for Field Fest, and I don't know if it's half day here, half day there, but all I'm thinking, I'm going to get some exercise and some good food wherever I go, and some good coffee.
That is one thing that we do very well here. We've never had anybody go home hungry or dehydrated.
I love that. I love that. So what's the future hold for Greene County and Discover Greeneville? That I don't want you to share anything you're not supposed to share, but where do you see the growth and the access to this outdoor adventure evolving in the next, say, 5 to 10 years?
We're very excited about that. Molly, who actually is on my team, she's actually the tourist guru. She is working on a blue way plan for the Nolichucky River. We have not capitalized on that asset to its fullest potential, and meaning not to overrun it, but to have proper safety signage and improve the put-ins and takeouts. And so that's a major piece of it. But again, also working on our accessibility plan to improve accessibility for all people. And then also too, in 5 to 10 years, further developing additional hiking trails and biking. We know that, like I said, we've applied for $1 million grant for Kinzer Park. So we're looking to add out there, not only renovating the pool, but also adding a bike bump track And so again, these are all outdoor things. And plus we're partnering we actually have, our exchange club here does a day of fishing. And
Mhm.
so anybody and everybody that wants to go learn to fish, they provide the fishing poles and doing more things like that to encourage outdoor activity. We recognize we're very fortunate. We're also dealing with a generation that really loves their electronics. And so
Yeah.
trying to incorporate the two, it was like the passport. They get you out and about. And so the next piece for us is to say, how do we take that and also put that on a Google map? And so that you have some type of scavenger hunt utilizing the format of the passport. So we know we've got a lot of opportunity. We just can't get it done fast enough, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it takes a team. So
Yeah.
now, before we head out, I want to
Yeah.
put you on the spot just a little bit, just a little. When you had shared your show notes with us, and I noticed there was a piece about you doing a road trip with your son. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So my son is in the Navy. He's a pilot, and he was stationed in Whidbey Island, which is 2 hours north of Seattle. And to get him, our daughter-in-law is moving here. He's going to have a unaccompanied deployment here in another month, and so we drove cross country from Whidbey Island to Greeneville, Tennessee, and it was the worst weather week this country had seen all year.
Oh boy.
Um, but the beauty of that is, in my former career before I was in this role, I traveled all over the country, and we have an amazing country. Literally from Las Vegas, you're taking Highway 93 down Nevada, to the Arches in Salt Lake City, to Route 66 in Albuquerque and Flagstaff. But when I come back to East Tennessee, um, we have old mountains, but they speak to you.
Yeah.
And it was a great trip. I highly recommend, if anybody can do it, drive this country. And
Yeah.
the places, the people that you see. But I always love coming back to these hills. I am not a native East Tennessean. I've been very fortunate that I've lived here a long time, and we have a beautiful state, but there's something special about these mountains. They speak to you.
I love that. And thank you for gifting us that story.
You're welcome.
Jeff, before we head out, any other final thoughts you would like to share with our listeners on the our listeners for the uh, Outdoor Adventure Series podcast? I almost forgot the name of my show. And for our the fellow members of the OWA attending Field Fest, what's your final pitch to us? And
Bring comfortable clothes, great shoes, and just be ready to have a great experience and breathe a lot of fresh air and amazing views and meet some amazing people. We are a very welcoming region. It's yeah, like I said, I'm not originally from here, and people forget that sometimes. But be prepared to really have a great experience outdoors in Northeast Tennessee. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, but and our website is discovergreenvilletn.com. Please check us out. We have a fantastic little video, 90-second YouTube video that highlights some of Greene County, but ready to enjoy. It's going to be a great experience for you, and we'll give you a relocation package because you're probably going to want to move here.
I love it. Now, Jeff, I need to put you on the spot. Well, actually, not on the
Yeah,
spot, but I want to
always.
do that segment one more time because
Okay.
just after I asked you, the
Uh-huh.
camera froze a little bit. Okay, and
Okay.
the
Yep.
audio. So I want to count to three, and I'm gonna lead in with what would you like to share? Okay.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. This is the beauty of audio
Yep.
and video to a certain extent.
Yeah,
All
it
right.
is.
3, 2, 1. So, Jeff, before we head out today, what would you like to share with the Outdoor Adventure Series listeners, or even my peers at the OWAA who are maybe not yet committed? They're on the fence about attending Field Fest. What's your pitch of why they need to come out to Northeast Tennessee and especially Greene County?
if you're on the fence, you need to hop on over and experience a region that is blessed with natural beauty and amazing people. And you'll have plenty to write about. And it just comes naturally here. And so wear comfortable clothes, but be prepared to meet some of the finest people you'll ever know. I'm not originally from here, and I've been welcomed with open arms, and it's just a great place, and it's a special place, and it's being discovered. So I'd encourage you to go to our Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube channels, go to our website, discovergreenevilletn.com. And Greeneville has an extra E in it. So be prepared to just have a great week here. It's a special place, and we love to call it home.
I love it. And thank you for sharing that. We're going to provide the backlinks to the website, Discover Greeneville with that extra E, tn.com, as well as the Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And I probably will take you up on that relocation package and see what's in store there. So you now have a follow-up conversation. Jeff, it has been a pleasure to have you on the Outdoor Adventure Series podcast. And thank you again for being one of the regional partners hosting the OWA's inaugural Field Fest event. It's just great getting to know you, and look forward to meeting you in person this coming July. Thank you again.
Thank you. And we look forward to seeing everybody.
All right. Listen, stay in the line. We're going to do a real quick close, and you and I can have a final chat.
Thank you.
All right, folks, we have just been chatting with Jeff Taylor, the president and CEO of the Greene County Partnership and Discover Greeneville, the tourism arm of this organization. And I'm telling you, if for my fellow OWA members, if you are on the fence or hadn't even contemplated it, you need to check out this Field Fest, because we are going to have a fantastic time. Lots of outdoor activities. There's history. And we're going to have, I know, some good food. And per Jeff, we're also going to find some good coffee as well. Now, do go out to Discover Greeneville TN's website. Again, we'll have those backlinks in the show notes, as well as Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. As for us, you can find this episode on our website, outdooradventureseries.com. We also have Outdoor Adventure Series on LinkedIn and Facebook pages there. We are on YouTube as well as Instagram, and there's probably one more that I'm missing. I don't do TikTok, so I don't know if I will ever do TikTok, but we are in all the major social channels. And of course, wherever you listen to your podcast. Now, for this episode or any other episode, please like it, comment, share it. Anybody that you think is going to be interested, whether it's Discover Greeneville, Greene County, or any of our other episodes. There's a lot of great guests sharing their passion for the work, just like Jeff shared today, as well as their passion for just being outdoors and writing about it and talking about it, capturing it in photos, etc. Okay, folks. Again, I want to thank Visit Johnson City and their regional partners for collaborating on this podcast series. And until next time, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, go out there, have a phenomenal day. And we will look forward to having you join us on a future episode of the Outdoor Adventure Series podcast. Take care now.